welcome back to the channel. So I don't know where we are in your timeline, but in the real world, I am down in Ohio filming for Fetchco, doing some promotional work for them. But while I'm down here, as you guys may recall, Taylor with Abraham Drainage and Excavating is down this way. So I called Taylor up and said, hey, you want to hang out for another day or so? And he took me up on it. So what we're doing right now, he is wrapping up a little residential job. It was basically a backyard regrade. They had gotten rid of some trees. He brought in about 350 yards worth of material, believe it or not, into this little backyard. So he is just power raking that. We're gonna finalize this. We'll probably be here another half hour maybe. We're gonna chain down and head over to another job where we're gonna do some French drains. And that is where yours truly will find himself back in a seat. So I'm gonna shut the camera off. We'll catch you guys on the next job. All right, guys, we're officially on the next job. Just dropped the skid steer off. Taylor's gonna do, I don't know what the he's doing, but he's gonna run and drop something, pick something else up. And he left me here alone. So here, this is, if I come work with you at any point in time, this is what happens is people just drive off and leave me to do stuff. And I'm not officially working for him, so, you know, I'm not responsible for what happens when you just leave me on your job. But anyway, just kidding. I'll do a good job, guys. So what we've got here is we are going to tie some drain spouts all together from the house and then tie that into a French drain system to get rid of the water. Now, unfortunately, I'm only in town for a day, so you guys don't get to see the finished project. I don't get to see the finished project because we're not going to finish the project because one of my stipulations was I got to take Taylor to dinner tonight because we didn't get to do it last time because he worked the snot out of me. So tonight we're wrapping up early. We're not going to finish, but this is the start of our project here. We've got a little catch basin here in the yard we're going to tie into with 8-inch pipe, and we're going to take that baby and follow the dotted line, and then we are going to come over here and we're going to catch this drain spout right here, tie it in. That's going to skirt the outside of the property back behind those little trees there. I'm not going to walk my butt all the way out there because why would I do that when I can just take the shortcut? Work smarter, not harder, people, right? Even though it may, you know, cut some amazing content out of your videos. You guys don't care. Anyway, this lovely downspout here, homemade, we are going to pick both of those up and tie them together out there. And then we're actually going to bring that whole thing, I say we're going to tie them together out there. Actually what's going to happen is that pipe is going to come back this way, and right about here we're going to tie in, come out this way, and we're going to do a French drain right alongside the raised bed system for their septic. So that is the plan. Oh yeah, and then we've got a couple other drain spouts back over here. I call them drain spouts because I can't talk as an educated man. Downspouts is what I mean. But at the back corner of the house over there, we're going to bring one, kind of snake it through the trees, and it will also tie in here. So that is the plan overall. Like I said, we're on borrowed time here, so you're not going to get to see the whole thing. I'm not going to get to see the whole thing. So what I'm going to do while Taylor has left me to my own devices, this little portion of the yard here looks like garbage. I'm going to jump in his skid because I like running that Deere skid, and we're going to smooth that out and just dress it up a little bit, nothing fancy, and that will buy us some time until Taylor gets back. So that being said, as always, you guys know the line. We'll catch you in the machine. Alright, so you guys will have to bear with me. So first of all, I got some new microphones for in the cab. So this is completely an experiment as to how the new setup works in the cab of a skid, which, as you guys are aware, is generally super noisy and obnoxious. I gotta get some air. It is hot. Which, by the way, quick tip, if you ever have your own YouTube channel and you design your own merchandise, try to stay away from the color black if you're going to be working in anything over like 75 degrees, because it's hot as balls. But, whoop, 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 whoop. Sorry guys, sorry, she jumped the gun. Anyway, so I've got the new audio set up. We're going to test that out. And then I went to record a video last time I was here about how much I like this skid steer, only to find out that I don't remember what reason. I think I accidentally hit the record button a second time, which stops the recording on the GoPro. So I sat and operated this machine for like 15 minutes just talking to myself. Boy, you dumb, boy, you dumb, boy, you dumb. Which always makes you feel like an intelligent person. But all that to say, I really like this machine. Visibility isn't the best by any means. And I'm sorry, I'm sure all of you like dedicated skid operators are silently cursing right now at what a operator I am, but I'm trying to talk at the same time. I'm in a machine I'm not familiar with, so off guys, alright? Just off. But anyway, visibility isn't the best in this machine. Super smooth ride. It's got lots of power. It's built like a tank. I mean, the arms on this thing are just ridiculous, the boom arms. So I am overall absolutely a fan of this skid. One of my only complaints outside of the visibility on this one was the fact that the joystick controls are just a hair on the stiff side. I mean, they're not bad. It's really kind of nitpicking for me to bitch about it. But they are just a hair stiff. But they are pretty sensitive. Like, it doesn't take a whole lot of movement on those controls to get the machine to respond, which I do like. This thing is pretty zippy when you put it in rabbit mode too, which I'm also a fan of. Cruising too far out there because I don't really know the design of that field system or that tank system there, and I certainly don't want to be responsible for crushing this brand new septic system. Guys, we're getting her all squared away. We're finally getting her figured out, and you're just gonna have to bear with me. This is a little mini that's new to me, so I'm gonna dig like a rookie, and you guys just have to deal with it. This thing's so jerky. I hate minis. So here's what we're doing. We're gonna dig at a 1/10 of fall. And this is our outlet. I was confused earlier. I thought this was our inlet. Actually, it's an outlet. So the French drain is, I don't really understand what he means when he says French drain, because it's not the French drain I'm familiar with in a traditional system. So right now I don't have anything programmed on the 2D system. Basically, I'm just gonna rough in our trench just a little bit so my bucket doesn't walk. Maybe. This hard ground for this smooth cutting edge. So I'm just basically getting a lip here, and it's also going to make me look like a rookie because the thumb is backwards from the 140 he had me running last week. So I'm gonna, just fair warning, that thumb is gonna be all over the place in this video and you guys can all laugh at me. Anyway, I'm putting edges on so that my bucket doesn't drift all over when I actually start digging. But then we're gonna bump up here and we're going to excavate the side of this catch basin so that Wyatt can cut in a hole for us to tie in with. And none of us are really sure how they've got this put together, so I'm not going hog wild because I don't want to tear anything up, but it looks like they've got a road plate with a hole cut in it as their catch basin, and then that is sitting over top of, I don't know what size pipe, maybe 18-inch or 24-inch plastic. So yeah, this whole thing's gonna be an adventure as we discover what's going on in this yard. Oh my Lord, that's hard dirt. See, when I was filming for Fetchco, I interviewed one of the laborers, and I asked him why you should become a laborer, and he said it's because operators are lazy, and I don't understand why. That's offensive. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is make sure that I am on my line, because we're going to zero ourselves out, and I got to be on line. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to go down here to the place that Wyatt shot that we know is grade, and I'm just going to rest my bucket right there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come over here. I'm about to expire on my alignment. So on this iDig system, you have to tell it when you're on line with your trench. So we're going to tell it we're in line, and it's going to say alignment in progress, please wait. And what it's doing is it's calibrating the sensors to know where the cab is in relation to the dig area. So now that we've done that, you can see it says we're minus 1.69 feet. That's from our old benchmark. So we're going to zero because we are on grade. We're going to zero. And then we're going to go in here to our slope. It's a single slope, and we want to do a positive, which it already is positive, 1%, which is a tenth. Hey, good call. Yeah. Wait, 1/10. Okay, so we're getting our wires crossed, because earlier you did say it was going to be a tenth per 10 feet.
Yeah, a tenth of an inch.
Oh, a tenth of, okay, that's where the confusion is. We got to stick to tenths or inches.
Because it all hangs together so nicely. You take 3 barley corns, that gives you an inch. You then take 12 inches, that gives you a foot. You take 3 feet, it gives you a yard. You take 1,760 yards, you get a mile.
So you want 0.01 or 0.1? 0.1. Okay, so we're gonna put our slope at 0.1. So slope 0.1, and it is a positive slope because we're running uphill. And so now we are dialed in. We should, in theory. Why am I getting question marks? God dang it! Now I'm starting to get pissed with this thing. Okay, there we go. So we're going to set our slope 0.1% uphill. There it is. Okay, so now what we can do is we can start our dig, and if I watch that light bar, you can see we're a little high, and we're getting real high back here, which is okay because I've dug this going uphill anyway. But this is going to keep grade for us based off of our benchmark. And so the real advantage to contractors is, while Wyatt is here with a grade rod, he doesn't have to be here with a grade rod. I could dig this by myself without having someone here checking grade. Oof.
That's how I started my business.
What's that?
That's how I started my business.
With this?
1 man, 1 penny, 1
So this thing, for whatever reason, is struggling. It keeps cutting in and out and giving me the question marks.
Did you center your tabs?
Yep. Now it's doing okay. I'll let you know if it starts doing it again. Are you on the track?
Yeah.
I don't want to kill your ankles. Okay, so with clay, you want to get really close to grade before you actually start pulling grade, because clay is going to cause you to bounce, and you're going to peel big chunks, and you can't keep an accurate grade.
Those indicator lights are about a 10.
Each?
Yeah.
1/10 of an inch? Because you're... Okay, oh, it is a 1/10. Okay, okay. All right, I'm with you. You guys will have to bear with me. I'm learning this with you. And the whole time I'm kind of out of the corner of my eye watching my screen to see how far off a grade I am, because you don't want to dig deep, but you do want to get close to grade before you take your final pulls. So there's grade. See, just went to question marks. No, now it's back. I wonder if you got a little sensor connection issue.
Probably why.
I wonder if that's it.
The nice thing is you can literally, those things are snap on and off.
Yep.
Get your brackets on the 140.
Yep.
Get the housings for everything. You can unclip everything and put it in your other machine in 2 seconds.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so because we did that, I'm just gonna go back here to our 0 point and make sure we're still on grade and everything's all right. Okay, we are. Yeah, we're within 200ths, which I'm okay with that. So now I'm gonna take my pull. Okay. Still a little high? Yep.
Grade, reach out, touch a point, make a line, so then you can track check back, reset everything up,
Yeah.
and keep going.
So when you move, Taylor, do I need to recenter the machine or do anything?
What's the time?
I still got 9 minutes on it, but I've moved.
Yep, then you have, that's when you have to re-benchmark.
Okay.
Right there. 0.
Okay.
Everything.
All right, so what we did is just pull back. I touched a spot that we knew was good. I re-zeroed, and now we're good to dig for the next run here. So again, with hard clay, what I'm gonna do here is just take a little bit so that I give my bucket some edges to follow. I'm not gonna take big old scoops because that's gonna jack with my trench. I want them a nice clean trench, so we're just gonna, I don't know, give ourselves 6 inches or so to hold that bucket in line. And so now I'm gonna start digging more aggressively. But again, this is clay too, so I'm also not gonna overall dig super aggressive just because it's clay.
Cause I break the chains, can't control me. I got the power, I got the keys. Cause I break the chains, they try to hold me. I'ma push back, just wait and you'll see. Please excuse me, your honor, but you can't hold me no longer. Can't you feel the vibrations? I broke out and left traces. Go ahead, try catch me if you can, man. You'll be looking all night, I'm the Sandman. New York, London to Japan. I'ma show the whole world who I am.
Alright guys, so this is kind of a short little vlog. I apologize, but like I said, one of my caveats to me coming back down here and hanging out with Taylor was he had to let me take him to dinner. Hey, there, right there is why you don't walk up on a machine without paying attention. So anyway, we're going to take off here probably within the next 40 minutes or so to head out to dinner. I'll show you the progress that we've made. Let's look down the trench. Don't hit me.
Okay.
And you can see he dug the last 30 feet of this without us even being here. We actually ran to go get another bucket for Taylor, so he was able to dig that by himself. And that's really, there's a couple things that I wanted you guys to glean from this video. The first is, if you're unfamiliar with 2D systems, especially as a small contractor, like it can be a huge, while it does cost a fair amount, one of these systems is about $12,000 depending on how you get it outfitted. So yeah, it's an upfront chunk, but he is able to do this solo, and you saw how flat that trench bottom is by himself. He doesn't need a grade checker. He doesn't need someone down in the hole cleaning up after him. He is able to dig that by himself. So that is a huge, 2D systems are huge for small contractors. If you've never experienced one, I would highly advise you to talk to your local dealership and possibly see about maybe renting a machine with a 2D system or talking to someone that owns one, because it can be a huge production factor. Excuse me, that was rude.
That's nasty.
For a small company of 1 or 2 guys, especially if you are a small company with 1 or 2 guys, you know, let's go a step further, 2 or 3 guys. Instead of using one of your guys down in a hole, if you're digging a basement or you're doing a septic field, you can now put that guy in a dump truck going to run for material. Or if you're digging a basement, he can be hauling material off site instead of you now having to hire a driver. Like, it really, having that extra man free up is pivotal for small companies when you're already limited on manpower. So that was the first thing I wanted you guys to glean. The second thing I wanted you to glean is, I am not the best at digging with a 2D system. It is an acquired skill. Like everything else in this business, you're kind of digging looking in the trench, but at the same time, out of the corner of your eye, you're looking at your light bar, and that takes time to get used to, and that's okay. One of the things, as you guys know on this channel, I'm all about the new guys and newcomers to the industry. It's okay to not be great and perfect at everything, especially right off the bat when you're unfamiliar, you jump in an unfamiliar machine. Don't be too hard on yourself. As you guys have seen on my channel, I'm not a terrible operator. I'm not gonna say I'm the greatest, but I'm not a terrible operator. But when it comes to learning a new system and doing something different, you're not always going to excel your first time around. You're not gonna be just the greatest and best. So, and that's okay. So that was another thing I wanted to say. And we'll add a third thing. I don't know if you guys heard, I don't remember if the camera was even rolling, but Taylor mentioned when I said it was an acquired skill, he said Wyatt was able to pick it up really quick and did really well at it. That's another aspect of this business that's okay. People learn at different rates. If Wyatt was able to get in that machine and dig nice and flat within 20-30 minutes, that's awesome for Wyatt. I'm a different person. I learn at a different rate, a different pace, and that's okay. I don't need to be held to Wyatt's standard. And it's okay that the guys gave me some shit for that. That's fine. That's part of this industry. So just as I've said before, come into this with a little thick skin, knowing that you're not going to be the greatest and the best at everything. You're going to get shit for it, and it's okay. Have fun. We'll catch you guys in the next video.